I feel that even when I was younger, I had so much more courage and I was not aware of the power of money. So I was not afraid of losing it. I was just afraid not to do something. I was just afraid to not chase my dreams.
Hello and welcome to the eCommerce podcast. We believe that there is more than enough content focused on e-commerce marketing and not enough content celebrating the real heroes of e-commerce, those running the operation. Each week, we find and interview an e-commerce operations expert to share the secrets behind how some of this industry's most exciting businesses are run. I'm your host, Norbert Strappler, the CEO of SyncSpider. Hello and welcome to another eCom Ops podcast. Today, I'm so happy to talk to Tomer from MobCo Media. Tomer, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Norbert. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so happy you have you here. So don't worry, will be fun. Tomer, you have the MobCo Media is a user acquisition and performance-driven intelligence company. So this is what is stated on the website. But tell me a bit more about yourself and how did you get into e-commerce?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I've been an entrepreneur ever since I remember. I've been in the digital space for about 15 years. Running MobCo Media for about 10 years now, and we've always been a performance agency for apps and brands. So working with big brands like L'Oreal, McDonald's, MasterCard. And I was always passionate about supplements and biohacking and human optimization. So 2 years ago, I decided to launch my own mini project or side project and launch a supplement brand for entrepreneurs to help with focus, with energy, get better sleep. That was made for entrepreneurs and high performers. Now, I really wanted to stay focused on getting to know my customers, getting more product ideas. I really didn't want to be on the operation side and work with Facebook agencies and landing pages and formulations and all of that. So I decided to have an internal team within my company that would help me execute on my vision while I get to stay at the creative seat. And we realized that in the food and supplement space, there are so many moving parts that are pretty repetitive and can be copied to almost any business, while the X factor of any brand is what we call those 5 words that really resonate with a specific audience, because so many of the other moving parts like customer acquisition and retention and design can be repetitive across multiple brands. So we've kind of shifted our vision and decided to help other entrepreneurs and creators launch and execute their own vision while we get to partner up with them as the operational partner and free up the founder to stay at the creative seat or at the founder seat while they do what best suits the company and provides the highest value activity for the company, and of course makes them as fulfilled as possible. So that's just in a short form introduction. And now we work with creators and founders who are very passionate about their audience or their mission and help them to execute on that vision.
And this all goes through MobCo Media.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, perfect. What a great intro. So, so much input you gave. What was the impetus behind your founding of MobCo Media? Why did you do this?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. So, just in a few months, we celebrate 10 years for MobCo. And before MobCo, I had a mobile marketing school in Israel. We were teaching about 3,000 students on how to make how to build their online business as mobile marketing affiliates or managers. And I really wanted to go bigger and help companies and help small businesses get the word out on their apps and their services. So I decided to actually, at the age, I think it was 19, to shut down this school. And although I was, that was pretty successful, I felt that I did not accomplish everything that I wanted to accomplish. And I'm the one who have to go and go to workshops and teach myself. So I decided that I'm going to build a business that has international clients, that is working with big companies and help them market their apps. So I never thought that I would go into this direction when I opened my business when I was, my first business when I was 13. I never thought that I would have team members and office and be a manager. It was just a hobby. And I liked marketing and I liked ads. So this turned out to be way bigger than I thought.
Awesome. Yeah, this is very incredible. I mean, back then, it's been one of the first institutes to teach mobile marketing for professionals, right?
Yeah. That was in the time where I had to explain or to convince people that people would use apps and they would use apps to buy all sorts of things. So yeah. I had a few classes that I had for small business owners, and a big part of that was convincing or trying to show the point of why would you need a mobile optimized website? Why would you decide it would open on a phone? So that was that long ago.
Yeah, tell this to people now.
Yeah.
So there's one thing you've said, and I really like this. There is no secret. My success is just having the courage to do things. Where does your courage stem from?
That's a great question, because I've been thinking that question for a long time. I feel that when I was younger, I had so much more courage, and I was not aware of the power of money, so I was not afraid of losing it. I was just afraid not to do something. I was just afraid to not chase my dreams. That was an inner fear that I always had. I wouldn't say that's a fear. So that was kind of the blessing and the curse. But I think that I wanted to, at first it was just curiosity. So I said I just want to see what happens. I want to see the backstage of every business and everything that is happening around me in stores, in websites. And it was just a matter of, I don't feel I have nothing to lose. The only thing I have to lose is that I would lose face if I would not try it. And again, sometimes it comes against me where I need to be aware that you do things just to be courageous or to be seen as courageous, and not from the deep meaning of the things and the real reason why you're doing it. So I think that was more of a rebel that I had as a teenager, and which became bigger and bigger. Now I kind of shifted, and I had to process internally the reasons why I'm doing business. So to see the things for what they are. So what is the reason that I became an entrepreneur from the first place? It might not be from the place of giving as I'm coming from now. It was more of proving myself that I can, I would say.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. Okay. You're also the founder of Seize Flow, a new supplement brand. Can you tell me a bit or a little bit more about it and the benefits it has, particularly for entrepreneurs?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for asking. So Seize or Flow is a product that I'm super proud of. It's a nootropic supplement, or what we call brain food, made for entrepreneurs and high performers. And it helps you basically drop into flow state on demand. So that's just a drink powder. You mix it with water. And I like to take it before a computer work session. You put on your headphones, or you just sit in front of the computer, and it gives you this calm, focused energy that I really like. So it's not jittery as coffee. It was made because I felt that entrepreneurs always want to stay at their best. So they want to feel energized, want to feel as creative as they want, as productive. And a lot of people go and drink coffee, 8 cups a day, and or energy drinks, which are really bad for you. And eventually it doesn't really give you the effect that you want. It hurts your sleep, and et cetera, et cetera. And you also feel frustrated because you're not really at your best. So I was looking for an alternative way to really get into the zone of zone of genius, I would say, or get into flow state and really get work done. So I discovered so many other supplements and nootropics, and I really liked using them. But eventually I felt like I had to take 3 or 5 types and combine them together just so I can feel the way I want to feel, or if I have, a day full of meetings or I want to create content. So I decided to launch my own supplement brand called Seas, and the product is Flow, that combines all of my favorite nootropics and supplements that I've tried along the years, and just combine them into one product that I'm really, really proud of. So my goal is to help entrepreneurs and creators unlock their full potential. And really, I think that if you can get every entrepreneur to just create more in a 2-hour session that they have in front of the computer, if you do this every day, I think that you can create great impact on your business. And from my perspective, if I could help millions of entrepreneurs influence other millions of people and create more and express themselves better and feel better about themselves and their business, that's something that I'm really, really proud of.
That's really cool and very interesting, because everyone who knows me and watches our episodes on YouTube knows I have either a coffee or a Red Bull at my fingertips. So the next thing I need to try is Flow. So I'm very, very interesting.
I'd love to send you a bottle.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's cool. But where can I purchase it? What do you use for selling Flow?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So we just received it like 2 weeks ago after 2 years of development. We are now launching it we make no profit out of it, so we sell it at a cost because we just want to get this in people's hands. So we have our website. It's Siiz.life. So it's Siiz.life. And that's on a special launch price. And I'm really excited for everyone to try it and just provide us the feedback. So
we will provide the link in our blog post. That's really cool. What shopping cart solution do you use?
We use Shopify.
Mm-hmm. Nice. What experience can you share with how did you do this with Shopify? How did you decide to use a Shopify store? How was the setup? What did you do to get the thing up and running?
Yeah, so that's a good question. From my perspective, I really manage a team of experts in e-commerce that help a few brands and work with a few brands, including our own internal brands that we launch. And for each individual case, they basically decide on the platforms that we use based on the add-ons that we'd like to add and the functionalities that we need for a specific brand. Usually we really prefer Shopify. I think that's the easiest and just most intuitive platform out there. You can plug many other add-ons and really customize your store to reflect the brand's voice and the sales funnels, upsell funnels that you have within your shop. I think nowadays the backend platform does not matter as much as the content that you have inside your website. So people can get stuck on choosing the right tech tools. It is important, but I think that sometimes we are so honed in on these technical aspects that we forget about to invest in copywriting and user-generated content and the actual content within your website, which is way more important than a specific add-on or an upsell feature, for example.
Yeah, I fully need to agree. And this leads me to a question. I mean, what do you think are the most common mistakes that new shopping cart owners run into, and what would you do instead?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really love this question. So there are a few things that I think that people who want to launch their own, I would say, supplement brand, or it could be just an e-commerce brand, they run into. I would say the number one is just going and spending so much money on ads from the first go before you even got any beta testers for your product. So nowadays, I don't think that you can build a very, very successful brand by just pouring money on ads. I really believe in creating relationships and partnerships that would move the needle, create reviews, perfecting the product before you spend any money on ads. And the reason is that the competition is huge. The ad costs are just rising, and customers are, acquiring customers is getting more and more and more expensive. So the winners are the one who really get to dial in the product to the right audience and have a very specific audience in mind. So what we call product market fit. And before you have that, which means that you need to have, dozens or hundreds of people that would try your product, give you testimonials, give you the reviews, perfecting the product, not in a way that is the perfect product out there, but it's a good enough product so people would rebuy the product at a certain rate. Once you dial that in and you know how to get customers for the long term and not just a one-off transaction, then you can pour money on ads and scale up. That can be done through influencer partnerships, or just sending free products, or just getting 100 influencers or 100 community leaders. And an influencer is a big word, but it can be someone with 10,000 followers on Twitter. Get feedback and perfect the product, make sure that people like it and rebuy, and then start spending and scaling your ad spend.
And this is what I hear very often. Even in the last few podcasts, we had a few discussions about micro-influencers and influencers and how important it is to talk to the customers to understand what they need, what they want, why they purchase the product, get the reviews. This all is very interesting, and I think it's very important. But the question is, especially for newcomers on the market or people that want to start, is this affordable? How can I do this without spending or losing too much time before I can get started and before I can sell my first few products? Has this some influence on that? So should I wait to really get this in shape and then fully start? Or is there also a way to already start selling, although I'm not yet so 100% ready, but I need the money?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, of course, I think that if you can start selling and put yourself out there, that's great. If you need the money, I would not go and spend more money on ads. And, at the end of the day, you need to choose if you spend your time or you spend your money. So you can have free marketing by just approaching and trying to get into influencers and people who have any following on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever your audience is at. And you can just send them DMs and ask them, or tell them about your product, ask them how you can help, engage with their content, send your product to them, and get them to post about it. And hopefully this will drive the initial sales. If you do this enough, I can pretty much promise that you will get results. Because if you send 2,000 DMs to people who have 5,000 followers and 10% of them get the product, so you have about 200 people who test your product, 20% of them would post about it because you gave them free product, they like it, and they want to show in return. Or you might even pay them a commission to post about your product because they liked it and their audience resonates with it. 1% of it buy, you have a few sales, you can get testimonials. Now your campaigns are way more effective. Now you can spend money on ads because you can use these testimonials as video ads, for example. You can place them on your website. That makes it way more attractive for buyers. And here you can see how just going on your phone and looking for relevant people who have a decent following number on any social platform can lead to way better conversion rates, because people would buy if you have testimonials, if people tested it before. And so, these are just two steps. Of course, you can start simultaneously. It's just that I feel that for business owners who are just getting started, and I'm just referring to your question you said, I need the money. Yep. If you have the funds to just go and spend money on ads from the get-go, that's definitely doable. But I think the tipping point is where you get a few testimonials and you can show it. You can show real people using your product and genuinely like it. That's very, very powerful in these days when there's so much competition on consumers' eyeballs and attention.
Awesome. Thank you. So great. It's really a cool answer. I love it. And it's somehow like in the, let's say, earlier stages of sales where people just went from door to door and knocked or ringed to get people out. I mean, it's exactly the same, but it's online. So it's more convenient. Yeah. You need not knock on the door and talk face to face. You can just write a DM, and that's really helpful. And I know that this works. I do it myself, or did it myself as well already. So it works. The people are communicative. They want the products. They want to test something. And especially the micro-influencers are very interesting. I mean, the bigger ones all want money. And some of the micro-influencers think they can get already money. But most likely, those people are really open to get those things and get reviews out there. They also increase their visibility when they do such unboxing and such testing and such reviews. It's also good for them, and they know that. And I think this is sure a way to go. At MobCo, you work with both, with Fortune 500 brands and also with promising startups. How does your approach differ between more established companies and up and coming businesses?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, as far as it's great working with Fortune 500 companies, I really enjoy, and that's where I'm really satisfied and fulfilled, is working with startups and founders who are, I would say, just getting started or just in their first years, because they're very open for suggestions. They're very open for creative ways to get more customers in the door. And they know they need to be the purple cow in their area and just be different. While enterprises, that's great because they have sometimes enormous budgets, and you can see the patterns of thinking behind such a huge organization. But on the other hand, from the creative side, you're a bit more limited. And as I totally get it, because they need to be protective of their long-term brand. So I'm really grateful working with both. It just for me personally, although I was really dreaming about these huge clients and working with those big corporations. So I'm really grateful for it that we had a chance working with them. But right now we really focus on founders who are in their first years and grow them from, for example, from $1 million to $5 million run rate, or from 5 to 15. That's where I get the most satisfaction from my work. You can see real people that are actually, enjoying the success and the fruit. So that's nice.
That's cool. What's your typical startup that you like to support? What's the typical niche or product or service?
Yeah. So, our specialty is working with brand founders in the food and supplement space. So it could be a brand founder that is doing 7 figures and want to reach 8 figures, but they understand that they did everything on their own. So they had to manage Facebook ads on their own, or manage different agencies and freelancers. And really, in order for the brand to scale, they need to focus on one thing: stay at the visionary seat, stay the creative seat, develop new products, talking to the audience. So they could be a creator who has got a community and they really want to build their own brand, or it could be a brand founder who's already in the 6, 7 mark and want to grow into 7 or 8. And they want to stay at that visionary seat that I was talking about, while having a partner that is running the entire operations for them. So I'm really grateful to not having to work with our partners on retainers or flat fees. We really get to invest in the businesses. Like, we put our time and energy and money into those businesses. So I'm really grateful to work with founders, even though it's not from our very specific niche like food and supplements, but they're very excited about the person that they want to serve and the brand that they want to build, or they already have built. This is where the connection is priceless. So we really prefer those kind of founders to work with.
Cool. Yeah, sounds very promising. when we are talking about e-commerce, we know that automations are very important. How important are automations for you? Automations, integrations, and automation?
Yeah, I think that automations is, it's a tool. It's a tool that helps you be more efficient. I think it, just like in any other business, it could be more efficient. But just like we were talking earlier about the platform or the tools or the technology behind your store, I don't think that people should get stuck too much on building all these automations and not thinking about the actual content that they have. So people can invest so much in figuring out 50 segmentations on Klaviyo, but they forget on the words that would really resonate with the audience. So I think it's just a delicate balance of how to leverage technology, but also understanding the power of the content that you have.
Yeah.
So just not neglecting it.
Need to agree. So it's both is very important. One thing saves your time, but do it the right way. And the other thing is important that you need those automations you build. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
for sure.
To get the right conversions. Yeah, very cool. Last question for today. Who has taught you the most about e-commerce in your career?
Yeah, that's my business partner and mentor, Ryan Moran. He's definitely, he's amazing at what he's doing. His way of thinking is just phenomenal. I really enjoy every conversation that we have, whether it's on life, business, e-commerce, and I'm really grateful for having him as friend, a mentor, and a business partner.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tomer. It was really a pleasure talking to you. And I learned so much again. So, and I hope you as well. So reach out. Yeah. Reach out to people, talk to them before you launch a product, use direct messages of micro-influencers and write them, send them the products, get the reviews first before you start the show. And I think this is very important and critical. I need to fully agree, Tomer, that this is a part where you can, really get the income a bit later with less ad spend, and you know already everything you need to know about your product, how the people think about it, how they like it. And I think this is critical. Yeah. So thanks so much. It was really a pleasure and good luck with Flow. And I'm happy to have a Flow package next to me in one of the next podcasts.
And that's it for this episode of the eCom Ops podcast. If you enjoyed listening and would like us to find and interview more e-commerce operations experts, please search for eCom Ops podcast in your favorite podcast listening app, and then subscribe, rate, and review. Until next time.